Hello, my crafty friends. My name is Linda Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator with Crafty Heron Designs, and I am here to show you how to make this fun fold card. It is a tuck fold card. I've seen quite a few of these around the floating around the socials these days, and I made one with some Christmas for a Christmas card. You could certainly use whatever materials you have on hand to make this your own, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make it with some current Stampin' Up! Product. If you would like to purchase any of the items that I'm going to show you in my tutorial today, you find me at craftyherondesigns.com. I'd be happy to help you with your purchases. We are going to use the Golden Greenery stamp set. This is an online exclusive item from Stampin' Up! And the Greetings of the Season stamp set. And as you can see, I really like this. It's got a lot of different options. You can combine Merry Christmas as both script, or as I did, I combined the scripted Merry Christmas and the printed Merry and Christmas, or you could swap it around. It's got some great sentiments for the inside. We're going to use this one on the inside. And this stamp set actually coordinates with a birthday stamp. Well, I guess it's not. It's Everyday Greetings stamp set. Here we go. Everyday Greetings. So you can really expand and have greetings for just about any occasion. Congratulations, thinking of you, sympathy, and they work really well together. I will tell you, if you're wanting to do birthday, the happy is in the Greetings of the Season. So if you want a happy birthday, you really kind of need both, but you can certainly do birthday wishes or, birthday wishes. So you've got some options if you want to just do it as a standalone, but I really like the script in these. Anyway, they also come with dies. Here are the Greetings of the Season dies, or a couple of them missing because I'm using them in classes. But they're great for tags or sentiments. And, yeah, this has been I've really had a lot of fun with this one. And then the Golden Greenery actually comes with dies as well. There are 13 dies. There you go. And the stamps. So I have done a lot of cutting from the Designer Series paper. So all of this has actually been cut from the paper. And this paper is gorgeous. Let me show that to you. So one of the sides, this is called the Seasons of Green and Gold. This is what really attracted me at first to this suite. And you can see the gold on this side. This is the paper that I cut many of the items. I actually used my scan and cut, but you can also die cut these single ones. There are dies for that. But I was able to use my scan and cut to cut those out, which was really a time saver for classes. And then on the other side, you've got some coordinating colors in. This is the Mossy Meadow and the Very Vanilla and the Old Olive. And then also on this side, we've got some Garden Green. So I pulled in the Garden Green and the Mossy Meadow, which is kind of an unusual color combination, I think. But I thought it was really kind of fun, so I ran with it. And here's another one. You can cut these out with dies that come with the Greetings of the Season, or excuse me, no, the Golden Greenery dies. So cut those out. So really versatile set, and I think you could have a lot of fun with it. So let me go ahead and get started. Now, some of you have already received a card kit from me in the mail, and when I send out the card kits, this is what they look like. It'll come, everything will be in the envelope for you, but I'm going to go ahead and give you all of the items that you'll need to make this for yourself. So the card base is actually, this is Mossy Meadow, and it is actually 8.5 by 4 1/4, and it is scored at 3 inches. So a little bit of a different fold for us, but it is still basically fits in the standard envelope. And then we've got several layers of Very Vanilla. This one inside layer is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and that's going to just fit right inside here like that. And then we've got another layer of Very Vanilla. This one is 3 7/8 by 2 5/8, and it is going to fit on top of the Garden Green layer, which is 4 inches by 2 3/4 inches. So you can see how that's going to kind of come together here. And then we've got a designer series paper. I played around with a couple of different papers. I decided to go with this one, and it is 4 1/8 by 2 7/8, and it fits right there. And then there is the triangle. So the triangle, the base of the triangle is you'll cut it in a 2-inch, no wait, let me think about this. This one is, yeah, 2 inches square, 2 1/4, I'm sorry, 2 1/4, and you'll cut it in half so you can get 2 out of each piece. So 2 1/4, then the next layer, oh, I'll have to show you how to deal with that, is a Very Vanilla. I just went with lots of layers. This Very Vanilla is 2 1/8 inch square, and then it's cut in half. And then the designer series paper is 2 inches square and cut in half. There we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you this now. So see, you know, sometimes, especially if you're cutting something on the diagonal, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of frayed there. Looks like I need a new cutting blade. One of the things you can do, I always keep a nail file, an emery board on hand, and my little toolkit. And I don't know if you can see that, but I can just sand off that little frayed edge so that it will stay nice. So it extends the use of your blades, your cutting blades, a little bit longer. So let's see. Oh, and then I have these pieces. Where's my little bell? Oh, there it is. Here it is. So these were cut from the paper. So I'm gonna layer them like that. Really, really simple. Just cut. There isn't a lot of stamping on this. And I wanted to show you this one because this one was really on the edge of the paper. Let's see if I can find it here. It's the other page. And, anyway, it was on the edge of the paper. Here we go. It was this one. See how that is? And at first I thought, oh man, you know, I can't use that. But realistically, I'm going to cover that edge up. So I did go ahead, and you can cut all of the others from with the die, but don't, you know, look beyond the ones on the edge, especially from this edge, because it's going to be covered up anyway. So this little edge, you can use that one. It's a little trickier when they're facing the other way. This one can be used. So yeah, so don't let anything go to waste. All right, so I think the first thing we will do is, let's go ahead. I like to do my stamping first, but no, I like to do my stamping first. I was gonna think about whether I need to do some assembling. So this is the Very Vanilla. We're gonna use the inside. It is a photopolymer stamp set, so I am gonna bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat so that I get a really good image. And here is the inside. Now I know I want it to be under this side, so I know I'm gonna have to go all the way to the left here. And I'm gonna go ahead and use Mossy Meadow ink. Let's see here. Stamp, tap, tap, tap. Don't tap too hard because then you get ink all in the inside of your stamp, and it can get all over your card. There you go. So I went a little high so that I could leave some room for a signature. So that's the inside of the card. Now, the outside of the card, the front, the Merry Christmas. I tried to get these both on one block, but I really couldn't do it in a way that I felt worked. I wanted them to be kind of close together. So I am going to, you know, before I stamp that, I'm going to show you how I decided where it's going to go. So let's hold off on stamping that one yet. Let's go ahead and stamp our envelope. And I am going to need a piece of scrap paper that hold on 1 minute. Not a minute, just a few seconds. Grab a piece of paper. Oh dear. You know, when I want scrap paper around, when I don't want it, it's everywhere. And now I can't find it. Here we go. I can bring this guy in. Sorry about that. But I don't want to get ink all over my Stampin' Pierce mat. So I am going to come in with the darker ink first. I'm going to use the Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to do full strength. This is the, these are kind of the branches. And I'm going to just get there. All right. And then I'm going to come in. This is kind of the background. So I'm going to go ahead and, since it's big, I'm going to apply the ink to the background. Now, I want to stamp it off first because I want a lighter image. And now I'm going to line it up. And there we go. There. So that could also be die cut if you wanted to make your own dies, to make your own accent pieces. All right, so that's the envelope. So let's assemble the card before we do the sentiment on the front, and I'll explain why as we get going. So our inside is done. So I can go ahead and attach that. I'm going to use liquid glue. It's a little tight because I've only got 1/8 of an inch between the edges. You can certainly adjust the measurements if you'd like, if you want a little bit more room around yours. You know what I forgot to do was use my trusty bone folder to flatten that out. So let me bring that in. It is better to do it before you attach a piece so that it might actually go both directions. Let's see. There we go. I want it to lay flat. Okay, and then this one is going to go right in the middle here. And then, of course, this one's going to go on it, but I'm not going to attach that piece yet. Of course, I have to attach this one first. So, that Designer Series paper there. And then this piece can be attached. And I'm just really centering it. But of course, I only want to put adhesive on this side. So the way I do that is I flip it over, I line it up the way I want it, and then I know I don't want to have adhesive anywhere. And I do want to use liquid adhesive because it needs a good strong adhesive because it's going to be, you know, it's like a mechanical card, right? It's going to get some work. Then let's go ahead and put this piece together. So the first is the Mossy Meadow, and then the layer of Very Vanilla over that. I played around with a lot of the different Designer Series paper. This is what I settled on, but certainly you may decide that you want to mix it up and do it a little bit differently. So play around with it and see what appeals to you. Everybody's eye is a little bit different. And so just because I did mine that way doesn't mean you have to. All right, so I'm going to attach it right there. But before I do that, I wanted to look at this. And this is why, as you can see, this is why I wanted to kind of see where that was going to fall before I stamp my sentiment. So I'm just kind of eyeballing that. I can see that my Christmas is going to go along the bottom and the Mary is going to have to go over a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm kind of just taking that up, move that out of the way. It's not super precise, but it's, oh, I got to bring in mine. But it's pretty good. It's going to give me a pretty good idea of where I want this to go. So I'm using the Mossy Meadow ink. I'm going to stamp Christmas first. And I can, it doesn't look like it's inking up well. Okay. There we go. Yes. And then Mary is going to go above that. So the Christmas is pretty straightforward, right? Because it's going to be on the bottom. The Mary is a little trickier because I've got that piece that's going to be there. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of wiggle room there. And I want it to be kind of close. I'm looking at, it's about where that S is where the tail of the Y is going. And I don't want it to be on top of the S, but I want it to be close. Yes, there we go. I couldn't get it close enough to put on just one block. I mean, maybe I could have cut it, but I didn't want to do that. Okay, there we go. Now, the rest is pretty straightforward. I'm going to put our liquid glue or tape runner, whatever you prefer. That's going to go right there. And then these pieces, let's see. Now I've got some wiggle room. I can kind of play with where they're going to go. Based on, where that is. So I think I want this one under. See how I was telling you that's not even going to show, so it doesn't really matter. The top part, whether it's going to be covered up. So it doesn't matter that I cut it off. So I'm going to kind of layer that, and I'm going to cover the whole thing with a bow. And this is going to go. Okay, so dimensionals, I know I want to put on there. Now, this is a little larger, this bell, than my original card. So I'll bring in the original when I'm done and kind of give you an idea of what that looks like. But I'm going to bring it, I think, a little bit lower. I just really need to make sure that it stays within the confines of the card. So I think I'm going to just do that. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive there. I'm really just going to kind of, I know I want it to hang over. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a little more adhesive, and I'm not doing the all the way around. Now I'm kind of just watching that I have it on a little bit of an angle and that I leave myself enough room that I'm not covering up my letters, my sentiment. And then I'm going to put my bell on. And I think it looks good kind of right there. All right, now before I put my bow on, I'm going to go ahead and put this piece here. I'm going to bring in the tear and tape because it's good and strong. This is a double-sided tape, and I'm going to run it along this long end. And I'm actually going to come a little bit over because I really want to make sure I get those corners. So normally I would tear it off, but because of the way I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and cut it. And I want to burnish it really well into those corners. And then I'm going to peel it up. Use this one. This is the take your pick. This is it's not the take your pick tool. It's the one that's got the other alternative pieces on it. So you see it's got a little hook on it. And it's also got the blade on the other end. And it comes with a scoring blade that can do like a partial cut. It's pretty cool. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and roll those over that tear and tape so that it's all within the confines of the cardstock. Here we go. All right. And then I find it's easiest for me to kind of turn it this way. And you can see there's a green edge on this. I'm going to line up that edge of the Mossy Meadow to the edge of the card base. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it to see that it is centered. Give it a good burnish. There we go. Okay, and then let's bring in, I have some dots. These are the Earth Tone Shimmer Gems. They're copper clay, very vanilla garden green, and crumb cake. And I always either write on the cardstock or I have a little note for myself so that I remember what the colors are. I've got a couple more things to do. I've got to do the bow as well. I'm going to use the garden green. Let's see. Let's get one kind of down here. And bring another one over here. And a small one, kind of like that. And then the bow. This ribbon is gorgeous. It also comes in this suite. It's a satin ribbon. It's really, really soft and really works really well. It would be great for gift wraps. I'm going to just make a knot with it. It's a little big for a bow on this card, but I'm just basically doing an overhand knot, slowly kind of stretching it out, making sure that it's the way I want it to look. There we go. And I'm going to actually use my ribbon scissors. I do have a pair of scissors that I use only for ribbon. And let's see, do I want to do it on an angle or do I want to do it straight? Well, let's see. Sometimes, oh, it's so soft. Okay, there we go. Like that. And I want to do it this way. Maybe that way. Okay, might be too big. Nope, I think it's good. I don't think it matters if it hangs over a little bit because it's so soft, it'll fold right up into the card. So now ribbon and glue dots are like peanut butter and jelly. They just go together. I always attach my ribbon with glue dots. Just is the best way to keep it down. There we go. Okay, what do you think? Is that kind of fun? Really easy. Here we go. We can just open it like that. May your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. And then it just tucks right under there. Well, thanks for staying with me till the end today. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more and be notified when I upload some additional videos, you can like and follow my page or subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll get a notification. I try to get something out once a week, sometimes better than others, depends how busy I am. But I always try to keep it fairly simple and have something that maybe teaches you something new, either a different style of card or a technique or something. And I love what I do. I love Stampin' Up and I love to share it with you. So thanks for joining me and have a great day. Bye for now.